a thing if you ain't got that swing. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. It makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. Don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. Just give that rhythm everything you got. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. It makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. Don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing.
Hey everyone, welcome to Dice on Ice. My name is Megan, and tonight we wrap up our final episode of the Mission 99. This episode is called I Did It Because I Love You. And so this will come to some sort of conclusion. Even I don't know what conclusion that will be, but we'll see what happens. And, of course, this episode of Mission 99 is brought to you by Begin Again.
Is your ugly mug stopping you from getting that promotion? Do children and babes cry at the mere sight of your face? Is your visage getting in the way of that winning personality? Well, never fear. Acme is here with our exclusive Begin Again program. You can get a new you. Simply head over to your local Acme retailer and you're on your way to casting off that cocoon and becoming the butterfly you always knew you were meant to be. Our consultants will guide you through our vast inventory of facial designs, perfectly customizing and tailoring your new face. Then, our Astro-trained technicians will go to work as you remain in the comfort of our soothing Relaxopods. In as little as 25 minutes, your face will be completely changed, and you'll step out as a new you. With Acme's Face Ray that uses cutting-edge Astra engineering, there is no risk of face reversion, sagging, or even splitting. This new face will age perfectly with you and last as long as you do. The possibilities are endless, so what are you waiting for? Get that promotion or that second chance with your childhood sweetheart. With Begin Again, you can get a new you, so don't delay. Begin again today.
And so, we begin. You guys have all been kind of barricading yourself into this kitchen as all 8 doors open. And you hear this whooshing from the black abyss from beyond the doors. But we're going to move the camera quickly through the darkness, through the abyss. For how long, nobody knows. The camera twists and turns in the darkness. And we get to CB. You are in the mechanical room, waiting as the others went and checked out this voice. But as soon as they left into the room, you hear silence. You hear nothing. And this is troubling after a while, and once you go in, you see a long hallway with no one inside. The hallway is long, it's dark, and at the end, the door seems to be locked. What is your reaction from that?
CB tries to handle, gets that audible locking noise. First he was calm, tries to handle again, this time more aggressively. Begins to pound on the door with a lot of ferocity at first. Bam, 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 trying to jiggle the handle. No. It wasn't supposed to be like this. He turns back to the door, backslides down as he sits, looks at his communicator. Radon, Jupiter, Kira, I don't know if you can hear me, or if anybody can hear me. These might be my last words. Not a man of many means, or a courageous or brave man like Radon, or a leader like Jupiter, or even as special as Kira. But I did my job, and I did it well. If you find this, if you can hear this, let my family know that I love them. And I never meant to leave them. CB out.
And you hear this Cody? CB? Are you there? You hear the frantic voice of Jupiter coming across the other line.
Yes, Jupiter, I'm here. You can see him like trying to fiddle with the knobs, trying to make the transmission come through more clearly.
And as you do so, you hear the whining that comes from you tuning it, and Jupiter's voice going in and out of focus, or with in and out of range, and you hear, "Help! Help! We're on the bridge! There's something here! Please! Please, CB, you have to help us! We're locked in!"
I'm coming. Stay there. I'm coming. He stands up, pulls his wrench from his tool belt, and begins to run towards the bridge.
And just as you begin to run, the door that you saw that looked as though it was locked, it had that red light on it, suddenly turns green and seems to open on its own accord. Jupiter, Kira, and Radon, you're poised, you're waiting. You hear nothing. But then suddenly you hear a cacophony of footsteps seeming to be coming in all directions around you, seem to be coming from every door. And you see 8 CBs step through into the kitchen. Some are in more worse for wear than others. Others seem to be not wearing space clothes at all. Others are wearing just regular clothes. Others are wearing engineering military uniform. And they all step out and they all look at each other. And for those who touch the other, fall to the same fate as the captain did. Their skin, their bodies melding into each other in this hideous, just grotesque amalgamation of flesh, of bone, of limbs into one. And their screams, agonizing, can be heard resonating throughout. CB, you run into this room and you see 7 other of your cells, but you also see your companions, not on the bridge, but in the kitchen. Guns loaded, ready. What does everyone else do? By the time this grotesque amalgamation stops, there are 3 left. Three CBs remain.
Is the amalgamation, once it kind of, the others coalesce into it, is it still writhing around, or does it stop moving like the captain did?
Yes, they seem to be writhing around for a while, but then they let out their final death rattle and stop moving.
Well, Kira is still over near that drawer of food, when this is happening, and she takes out another one of the, like, I don't know, granola bar type deal things, opens it up and takes a bite and goes, there's way too many of them CBs over there, guys, right?
No. That's CB. Shit, what's CB? All right, CB, look. I've known you for a long time. All right? I go back a long ways. And the 3 that are still there, what do they look like?
So they all look roughly the same. Some a little bit battered, some bruised, some are bleeding a little bit. And they kind of all have, I suppose, this exact same look of both horror and confusion.
Jupiter, I'm gonna need your help here. How do we solve this? First of all, none of you touch each other. All right? Secondly, CB, what was our last mission together? You and me alone, buddy.
That'd be Mission 72. If you're the real Radon, that is. But you know it's not Mission 72.
And the one would say, no, it wasn't Mission 72. It was Mission 83. No, the other one says, no, it was way back. Maybe Mission 67?
Shit.
Which one was it, Ray?
None of those are correct, Jupe. None of them. I'm going to,
She's right.
I don't think we can take a chance here. Can I blast them?
First of all, they're not attacking us, which means whatever's coming after us, we could use numbers to our advantage. Just saying, it might be smart to keep these other two around. More firepower.
But are they going to work with us right on?
It doesn't necessarily look like they're drawing their guns and wanting to fire on us now, does it?
Well,
Yeah.
not like the one in the bathroom that I had to shoot.
Guys?
Yeah.
Guys?
What?
They're right there. All three of them are staring at us.
Uh-huh.
You keep talking like they're not here in the room with us and they can't hear us.
I mean, I'm trying to process all this, Jupiter. It's hard to see your best friend be brought into multiple different son of a bitch. Okay, shit.
CB like levels his wrench at one of them. Stay the hell away from me. Look, one of these two might be your CB. But you're not my crew. My crew's on the bridge.
And the other one levels a blaster at you. And then the other levels a blaster at the other person. And they're all just saying to each other, no, you stay away from me. No, you stay away from me.
Great. Just what we need is another Tharkestran standoff.
Fine. And he looks at one of them. Just 1, 2, 3, lined up in a row. The only way. It's the only way. I'm sorry. It's the only way. Fuck. And he takes his gun, his blaster.
What are you doing, Ray?
Just.
Ray?
What?
What are you doing?
It's the only way we can cull the herd, figure out who he is. I want my CB. All right, the one that we came here with. I want him by my side for this.
So you're just going to shoot one
Randomly.
and hope it's not our CB.
Well, not lethally. I wasn't. Stress gonna shoot him in the foot, but thanks for ruining that now.
I understand where you're coming from. Okay. And I'll be the first to say I don't think I'm your CB. Okay, my Jupiter just radioed me for help, saying she was on the bridge. You're obviously not on the bridge, so I'm not your CB. But look, I'm not looking to hurt you or them. I'm just trying to get to the bridge.
I level my gun at the CB that's talking right now. Your CB your Jupiter just radioed and said she was on the bridge.
Yes, and she's in help. And every second that you look, if you're anything like my
Shut
Jupiter,
up. Shut up. Other CB. No, you, the one on the left. Where's your Jupiter?
I thought she was dead. The one begins to kind of say, I don't know. I got sanctioned off from everyone. I got lost, and I heard a noise. I heard a growl, and I came running in here.
You, CB on the right. Where's your Jupiter?
She was back on Earth, but I'm not. Everything's been going strange around here. I'm not sure.
All right, yeah, Kyra's over all this. Are they still holding weapons at each other? The other two that aren't RCB per se.
They're not holding them like ready at each other, but they do have them out.
Yeah, I'm gonna chrono burn both of their weapons, and I use Red Astra to rapidly age the item, causing it to deteriorate and become worn. It means it won't work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to boost it so I'll use 3 fade, so that I can do both of them at the same time.
They just both kind of look at you and they just both say like, "Oh, what the hell, Kira?"
Very sorry.
I want to take advantage of this distraction, and the middle CB, I want to really quick try to disarm.
Of the wrench?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you want to do that?
Probably opposing athletics.
Opposing athletics. Let's see. What is my athletics? I do not have that. Okay. Oh man. Okay. Not acrobatics.
You're gonna cartwheel it out of his hand.
Well, in a retro future situation, I imagine she would suddenly do a cartwheel and kick the wrench out of his hand. No, So, I'm imagining she's making a pretty feeble attempt to grab at this. And I'll put it in the chat so you can tell me if I beat you or not there, Alan.
So, Alan, Jupiter, she makes an attempt to disarm you, but you manage to hold strong in your weapon. How do you do that, and then what is your reaction?
So when she tries to go grab it, CB would grab at her wrist, pull her in, and he holds the wrench up high, like just gonna bring it down on her. But he stops himself, looks her in the eye, and says, "Jupiter, whether you're my Jupiter or not, I don't want to hurt you, but I have to save my Jupiter. If you're anything like her."
And I think you would notice as she made that feeble attempt and you just kind of pulled her towards her, you would feel the metallic press of the barrel of her pistol in your ribs. And she doesn't fire, but she kind of changes as she's looking up at you. You see her eyes just kind of shifting from your eye to eye, shifting back and forth. And you can see just this look of almost pleading hope. She's hoping you're the right CB. And then you hear the as she like slowly eases the hammer back on her pistol and withdraws it from your ribs.
Out of your peripheral, you see that the Astra is starting to coalesce around Kyra's body as you grabbed her best friend like that.
Kyra, we can't just go blasting everybody.
But if he's going to hurt you, I'm going to hurt him.
But he didn't. And I could have shot any one of them. And I didn't. I hate to say it. Gods, you know I hate to agree with Ray. But I think we might have to stick with the 3 of these. That makes 6 of us now. As we try to figure out what the heck's going on. Maybe, worst case, we can get these other CBs to their proper crew or where they need to go. And then I look over at all of the CBs in turn. Just don't touch each other. And then she just points at the blob on the floor. That was the other, 4 or 5 CBs.
What room was this?
The kitchen.
Kitchen.
All right, so CB, like he kind of just holds up his hands and he reaches for like this jar of mustard-like substance. Opens it up. He just takes his fingers, he dips it in on his jacket there, and he just like puts one stripe down. CB1. He throws over the can over to the other CB. 2.
Yeah, and I think they would each comply in that they would take this gunk and just kind of place it in the correct number on their jackets.
Now, do the 3 of them dress the same, Megan, or are they in different dress?
They're dressed exactly the same.
Okay.
The only difference is some of them looks a little more beat up than the other.
So, the CBs, are any of you the one that I resuscitated here not too long ago?
I think that all of them would just look at each other in confusion, or at least the 2 of them would, and just kind of shake their head.
Again, Jupiter just looks at the blob. That would have made it easier. Good thought, Kyra.
No problem there, girl. Well, all of you CBs, you might want to make the way to the bridge, because that's where we're supposed to be, right?
Well,
John, are you with us, buddy?
Problem is, and he's like really listening. He closes his eyes for a minute. We were being followed.
Yes, we're a black entity.
And has he? There was a sound, that voice that came over. Is there anything in this room now outside of that? Like any other sounds coming? Any sign of that black entity that was coming through previously, or does it look like to him like maybe I was all dreaming it or thinking it in that moment?
Yeah, no, after the CBs came through, everything fell silent. The approaching darkness, the growling, the ominous, everything is gone.
No, that can be right, though. No. I heard it. I saw it down the hallway. And you can see that he's actually actively starting to panic more. It's like, no, you're right. We need to get to the bridge. But I tell you what, I will stay near the back. Watch. Everyone will make sure that the CBs don't touch each other. I promise I'll take care of everything. It's okay. Jupiter, I think you should lead. And then Kira can stay by you.
Well, no. How about we put ourselves in between each one of the CBs?
So they don't, that's right, so they don't touch each other. Yeah, that works. A CB between each of us. That way they don't touch and we can keep an eye on them.
But also don't let them touch us. You know what happened when there's a large hole in the wall.
Oh, well, that was... Nope, never mind. No, I'm not going to say it. Not going to say it.
All right.
Bad, but...
All right, Bray.
Yes.
I want you pulling up the rear.
Sounds good. I can do that.
Take CB3.
Mm-hmm.
Kyra, I want you in the middle. Then CB2. And then myself and CB1 in the front.
Does that work for you, CBs?
They're not in charge here. It's going to work for them.
As long as it gets us to the bridge, that's fine.
It's pretty much where we've been trying to get since we landed on this thing.
Wait. Do any of you remember that? Do you remember landing on the ship? Like an hour and a half ago?
One of them nods, the other one looks confused. He's the one who looks a bit more disheveled, has more wounds. And he just kind of shakes his head. He says, "No, I've been on here for days."
And Kyra looks at Jupe and gives her that look that she's given a million times before of, I want to blast that.
Look, just don't. Just because it may not be our CB, it doesn't mean it's not a CB. As long as they don't touch one another, they seem to be
Independent.
people.
Sure.
Let's just get moving.
And she has taken out her scatter gun and pokes number 2 in the back. Start moving.
Where are we going? So
The bridge, Jupe.
and then I just spin in a circle, pointing at the 8 doors.
All right, well, we need to choose. CB. Oh, shit. As he realizes he's like talking to 3 CBs.
Which one would be right, CB?
And he looks at the CB that had the wrench, right?
CB1.
CB. I trust you know your way around ships. I'm going to ask you. Which door? And where do you go? I trusted you to get me everywhere, so I'm going to assume I can put my trust in you now. Get us to the bridge.
And Megan, you were saying that like basically the rooms were being displaced, like
Yes.
opposite ends and stuff.
Yes, so yeah, they were being displaced, and right now you have 8 or 7 other doors. CB, you would know the way, well, the supposed way to the bridge, so you can narrow it down to 2 doors on the far wall, where there should have only been 1.
Right. And you see CB, and he stands there for a moment, and he's like, okay, no, not that one, not that one. And then he just narrows it down to these 2 doors, and you see him just, he's mumbling something. Henny, mini, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. All right,
Now-
we go left.
Yeah, Kyra can read lips, and you can see that. Are you really leaving this to chance, CB?
Look, things have been shifting around in the ship. We got a 50-50 chance. It's that way for sure. But my gut tells me it's that door.
All right. It's better than nothing. Let's move. And I turned to CB1, and I just, as we're walking through the door, and I just go, what the hell's a tiger? So we're going to go through that door that he chose.
All right. And so that, as you walk down it, it leads into a hallway. Nothing remarkable about it. It splits off into a T at the end. This is very familiar to you, CB. This seems like the right way to the bridge. And you know that you need to take a left. And I think that the other CB would say, oh yes, I remember this. You need to go right. Right. And the other one says, yeah, right.
No, they're wrong. It's left. Turns to you, Radon. It's left, buddy.
And the other two do the same
Like pleading with their
action.
best friend.
Same thing, just as if they're turning to their best friend and they look at you in earnest. No, it's right.
No. He looks at you for a bit. No, I know my best friend. I know that he would never steer me wrong. We're going left.
But you have 3 best friends here.
First of all, Kira, what you need to know about CB is he's not really a gunman. I kind of knew that. The
Yeah.
one carrying the wrench makes more sense.
No, you have a point. He's always got those gadgets, and hey, wait, where are your gadgets?
Would CB still have his pack?
If he hadn't put it down, I don't see why he wouldn't.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's got this kind of hard, almost looks like a turtle shell, and on it there's these like 3 spherical pods that rest on it that he can detach.
Well, then okay. I have an idea, because I've seen you do it before. Why don't we send one of your little exploratory little job things down the right path, and we go send one down the left path, and then wait here and see what goes that way. You've done it before, right? Or am I not? I don't know. I don't know if it's real anymore.
I rather not waste the resource, but
I say take the risk, Cody. It's your choice, but
all
I'm
right.
gonna follow you, buddy.
So he unhooks one of those spear things, takes out his Swiss wrench tool, begins to wind it up, sets it on the ground. Like clockwork, it just begins to unfurl itself. And these little treads come out, and it begins to just down the right side.
And so is there like a little camera attached? How are you going to be able to defer what it sees?
Yeah, I would imagine it's probably got some sort of sensory, so it'd be linked to my comm, and so just like a little green screen TV kind of thing, be looking through. The video quality is not.
I can imagine that it would almost relay information into your ear, like just walked 50 meters, and just like keep walking and just kind of scans things and then relays them verbally to you.
Yeah.
And so it does that. And from what you hear, CB, this room, it leads down a kind of a winding corridor. And once the door opens, you hear this horrifying, just whooshing noise. And then static from your comm. And this thing stops relaying information back to you.
I seem to have lost connection. But right before it, there was this loud, static noise. I say we still go left.
Hey, baby, and I've got some villains I wanna have laid to rest.
After all my adventures are through, and I bring home the bacon to you.
I can tell all the papers you did it because.
And you see one of the CBs, his nose is beginning to bleed. And he looks at the three of you. There's just this rage in his eyes. And he just says, no, that's bullshit. And he pulls out a pistol and points it at all of you. Especially you. And he points it at the other CB1 and CB3. This is CB2. And he's like, how do you know he's telling the truth? He could be whatever's in this ship. I've seen it. I've seen it take the form of my friends. I was willing to play nice, but I can't anymore. And he's going to aim and shoot CB3 in the head. And then he aims to shoot at CB1.
Ray like levels a heavy blaster and stands right in front of this CB. Levels it right in front of his chest. If you're going to do that. You're going to have to take me with you. You understand me? Put the goddamn gun down. You never were a really good shot. You know that.
And he looks at you with this pleading voice, just... Come on, Ray. Come on.
Look, I don't want to have to do this as much as you don't want to have to do this. But this is why we asked you to stay calm and to stay away from each other. Do you understand?
But we don't even know what he is.
I don't even know what you are. You understand? I don't know which one's right and which one's wrong.
What are you talking about, Ray? I'm your friend, buddy. Come on. You gotta believe me.
Let me ask you something. What?
I'm growing very tired of this game.
I know. I am too. Look, CB, I want to believe you. But trust me. You just did something that I know that CB couldn't. I don't think he'd ever take his own life. So, to watch you kill yourself, yeah. Even if I had my own doppelganger, I don't think I could do that. And then at that point, I think he would be like, now, I'm going to try to respect you and not kill you, because that'll be an emotional thing that I don't want to have to do.
Ray.
What?
Do you turn and look at me?
I think I don't want to take my eyes off of this CB for fear that he might shoot me.
Ray.
When I do
Ray.
turn my eyes to glance at you.
Ray.
What?
Look at me.
What?
As soon as he turns his head, I'm going to use I would like to use my full action and pop this CB twice. And I'm going to do it fiercely, which is going to give me advantage on all attacks this round. Jeez. That first one is a 9. I'm immediately popping a second shot. Man, I'm really sorry, Ray. So it's a 9 and a 12. I don't know if I have a bonus thing I can do.
Alan, I assume that doesn't beat your DC or your AC, right?
Mine is 14.
Okay.
So I imagine it's just trying to get around the tight space between Ray and it's almost like this other CB had cover. And I pop 2 shots at it and I imagine they just fly wide.
And I think that CB would just back away just a little bit from you, Radon, and just, I knew it. I knew you guys weren't real. And he's going to take a shot.
Yeah, the hothead.
And I think we're all going to roll initiative.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Because I attacked fiercely, in that first round, any attack against me is at advantage.
Okay.
Oh, but I don't have advantage on initiative.
Gotta crack out my dice.
Seriously, that first attack with advantage was a 3. Where is my initiative?
So, Jupiter, he stands back and he points the gun at you, raring to shoot. What do you do?
So I think in that split moment, as she tried to quell the situation very quickly and realized that she really screwed it up, and this CB says that, I knew you weren't really my crew. Jupiter just glances at the light pistol in her hand, and she goes, I never liked these fucking things anyway, and drops it. As it's dropping, she reaches back and draws from her back her short blade, and just quickly moves in. And I'm going to take 2 attacks. I know there's not really cold shots in 5e, but I'm trying to cut his hand off. And I have a rules question I need to double check, because there is a thing I have as a treader. I'm a blade master.
Mm-hmm.
And it says +2 if in melee, if you have only... Oh, okay, never mind. It's just damage. I wanted to see if that was for attacks too, but it's just damage. So regular attack. I'm gonna attack fiercely.
Okay.
I'm gonna attack fiercely, which is gonna give me advantage. And then attacks against me have advantage for the remainder of the round. Are you freaking kidding me? Another 2 and a 3. So the first attack, I think I just moved too quick. The sword sings through the air and just slashes at nothing in front of the CB. And I'm just going to try to reverse that momentum and thrust up into the CB. Let me try a different combination of dice here. It's a little better. That is a 17 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to, as it's moving almost like in slow motion, as the sword's coming up, you see Red Astra shift around her hand and up through the blade as I channel Red Astra into this weapon for the next minute. So I'm going to do 1d6 plus 7. So 13 points of... No, sorry, that's the wrong damage die. I'm going to do 3 plus 5 is 8 points of piercing, and then another 3 points of Astra damage. So 11 total points of damage as I make connection with this CB.
And so this CB is pointing his gun, his pistol at you, Jupiter, and he's going to shoot.
It's worn from before.
This is a different.
It is a different pistol? Okay,
yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah. Oh, doesn't matter. He misses you twice. I can imagine that he is just so heated at the moment, and you can see this blood is increasingly coming out of his nose. He is more than any of you have ever experienced. It's almost gushing, and he doesn't even seem to notice it. Ray, you're right in front of him.
Yeah. This is wrong. This is not what I wanted. This is never what I asked for. This is not how this goes. Fuck. He walks up toward the CB that's bleeding. The CB who's trying to fire on his friends, and he says, "Look, I don't know. I don't know if I was your radon. I don't know if you even know who I am. But I want you to know, I'm sorry for this. I wouldn't want to do this to you ever, unless I absolutely had to." And he takes his this heavy pistol from his holster, and I think that without he unthinkingly touches this Cody on the shoulder as he puts his hand, the gun, underneath the chin. I want to give you that mercy. I don't want to see you slaughtered. Do you understand?
When you touch him, Radon, you are no longer on the ship. You say those last words, but they are into the air, into the abyss, into nothing. You are in a dark room. And as your eyes adjust, you find you're in a closet. A janitor's closet. Somewhere you don't recognize at all. You hear the sound of music and laughter, and the clinking of glasses coming from just outside.
What the fuck? The fuck is this shit? I still have the gun in my, everything. If I look down, what do I see? Is it everything still normal? Everything still the same as it was a minute ago, or am I different?
You are in the same stance that you were. You have your hand in midair, reaching nothing. You have your other hand reaching around what would have been your gun, but there is nothing in it. And as you look down, you are in some sort of tuxedo.
What the fuck is this? And shakingly, he raises his hand. And he tries to push on the door. The amount of space that is in this small janitor's closet is legitimately freaking him out. The longer he stays in it, the air seems to be sucking out of his lungs. And he pushes on the door. He fumbles around trying to look for a handle with the other hand, but he's trembling, hoping that it opens.
It does. Quite easily.
Oh shit. And I think he fumbles out and stumbles in this tuxedo onto the floor. Shit. Fucking. Where the hell am I? What the fuck?
And though you made a big entrance crashing, falling to the ground, kind of stumbling a bit. You find that you are in midst of a crowd, and yet nobody looks at you. Nobody puts their head in your direction. Nobody stops their conversation. They keep talking. This looks to be some form of gala. You see a lot of people in military wear, in these fine suits, military suits, and they all seem to be talking and laughing, and in across the room you see CB, and he's in one of these suits, though a bit different, each one representing rank. His you recognize from when you were younger, and he was an engineer in the Corps, and he's there, and you see this stripe on the side of his arm that says that he is a captain.
I'm kind of confused. I don't know if Ray would have known that he would have ever, that Cody would have ever made captain. Now that doesn't seem right. Cody was never one to want to have that sort of accolades. He loved being. He tightens his bow tie, trying to get himself adjusted. It's okay. Just relax. Just walk. Smile, and nod. Everything's fine. Everything is great. You're okay. Hi, hello. How are you? Hello, hi. No one is anyone, and no one seems to be reacting to me at all.
Nobody reacts to you. Do you walk closer to Cody, to CB?
Yeah, as he's the only face that I feel like I might recognize distinctly out of the mass of the crowd. I think he's sort of wading through the party, right? Trying to mingle, trying to greet, trying to definitely loosen the tension on his anxieties that are currently happening. But as he's getting closer and closer, he goes, CB, hi, hey, it's your buddy, Ray.
And you see him look at you and smile. But very soon after, he extends his hand just past you. And he shakes the hand of a man right behind you. And you saw that that look was not for you.
No. I look back to who he's shaking hands with. Is it somebody that I recognize, or?
Yes. Yep. You would recognize this as one of the captains. Very well-respected war hero. And they greet each other as if they were friends. And the guy says, "Well there, Bixby, I guess you finally got your own ship, didn't you?" "Well, congratulations. That's a huge honor." And you hear this, and it almost seems like it's static when CB speaks. But if you look at him, you see his smile, you see just the joy in his eyes. And they talk for a bit about his recent promotion, about how good of a job that he did and that him and his friend should be proud. And his new wife expecting a child. And after a while, a bit of conversation, the captain puts his hand on CB's shoulder, said, "Hey, I heard what happened to Rogers. I'm sorry to hear that."
What the fuck happened to me?
And at this point, Alan's voice CB's voice becomes clear. It becomes just not this garbled mess. And he says, "Oh, yeah, thanks. We were friends when we were younger, but we went our separate ways. I didn't really have a lot of contact with him afterwards." But, yeah, that tragedy.
Tragedy. That's not it. No, CB. That's you and I. It's like he's trying so hard to communicate to him, but it's almost like somebody trying to speak through water.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And the captain says, "Well, I always thought that boy dragged you down. You were so full of potential. And look at you now. You did so much with your life. Proud of you, son." And he just kind of pats CB's shoulder. And you almost hear the patting in slow motion, and everything gets far away, gets very distant for you. And then you open your eyes, you blink, and you have the gun up underneath CB's throat, your hand on his shoulder. For the rest of you, he just blinked. It hasn't even been a second that has passed by.
And when he comes to, he is confused. He's sweating through his spacesuit. His hands might even be trembling a little bit, but he still has the gun aligned on the chin of this CB. And he looks him dead in the eyes. He says, What is it that one of those CBs said to me? You abandoned me. You forgot about me, didn't you? Well, guess what? Now I get to forget about you. And a blast of Astra shoots up through the chin.
I'm just gonna get you to roll for damage, because obviously you hit him if your gun is right underneath his chin.
For max damage, so that's going to be a total of 12.
Fantastic. You watch as his brain matter just explodes against the whiteness of this hallway. And he looks at you in his final milliseconds of life. He just looks at you with this pain. And it never leaves his eyes as he slumps to the ground. Heavy.
There's
See,
a moment. Yeah,
but-
there's a moment where he like wipes his gun off and like holsters it, and then turns around.
CB puts a hand on Radon's shoulder. He looks at him. I can't even imagine what it took for you to do that. I don't know if you're my Radon or not, but thank you.
Yeah. Thank you thank you for sticking with me, I guess.
And as CB puts his hand on you, you feel the warm embrace of a friend. But that is it. And with that, we'll take a break. So I hope everyone is enjoying, and we'll come back in a certain amount of time, whenever everyone's back.
I love how nonchalant you are. Like,
Well, I hate putting a time limit. I'm like, oh no, I have 3 minutes to pee. No.
We'll be back.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Thanks everyone who's in the chat. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying. See you soon.
if you ain't got that swing. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. It makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. Don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. Makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got.
So, you have just killed. Oh no. Alright. So,
Face swap.
What?
We were just talking about the
You-
face swap.
That's
I've
okay.
just
So yeah, that's
killed.
what happened when Cody muted his camera.
oh yeah. Yeah. Can't mute your camera. But, alright.
We both did. Should we unmute? Should we mute again?
No, no.
Sorry.
Megan should be able to just grab the windows and slide them around.
Yep, we'll make this work. Everyone just continue with your regularly scheduled
That's alright.
See, Megan has seen this happen multiple times. She's just never
She's
had
like
to do it
seamless,
herself.
like, I've got this. Hold on.
It's happened on our stream a few times.
So this is the real turnaround. Everyone needs to play the character whose box they're in. Go.
Go.
I'm the only one that didn't change.
You know, Megan, that might be your next game. Like, okay, everybody needs a character. Now pass that character to the left.
And you could do that really easily by having everybody mute their cameras
Yep.
and then come back in, and then whatever slots they come in, that's who they are.
Oh man, that is really cool. Actually, I might do that.
You got to beat Drake to the punch on that one.
Quick! Hide the camera.
So, there are 2 bodies of CB on the floor now. One CB remains.
Well, for better or worse, you're our CB now. Ray?
Yeah, I'm here. Jesus.
You're right there, Raymond.
I'll be all right. Yeah, no, I'm fine. What? Yeah. Let's just finish this, huh? Get to the bridge. I can, like you said, we need to get to the bridge.
I walk over to the floor and I pick up my light pulsar pistol that I dropped, and I pop open the chamber and pull from a pocket a couple bullets, replace them. Ray, reload. We don't know what else is out there still. Focus.
Ray.
You should just stop talking to each other. Just every time. I feel like every time you say something, things just get worse.
Ray.
What?
You're not listening to me. When you touched him, did something happen? Did something happen, Radon?
Yes. Which one? Which one? When CB touched me or when I touched the CB?
When you touched the CB, did something happen to you?
He
Because when I touched the CB in that bathroom, something
He
happened
tries to
me.
bolster himself as he's like he tries to like bolster himself and make himself seem like he's bigger and more macho than he is right now. No, absolutely not. I handled it like a professional, and I dealt with it fine. I
did
just
not,
knew
as we
that
saw.
this wasn't my CB.
Yes, but I did not. As we saw that, half hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to make sure you're okay.
Did you see something?
Let's just be. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this, and he looks to CB specifically. Let me just tell you that I won't be forgetting you after all this. And he like finishes rounding his pistol, cocks it, and says, "Now, you said your Jupiter messaged you to the bridge? Then damn it, let's get to the bridge."
Right then. This way. And he starts walking left.
And I imagine the two of them walk off, and Kyra grabs Jupiter's hand and just looks at her dead in the face and says, You know I love you, right?
Yeah, of course.
And she puts her hand on her cheek. I forgive you, Jupiter. And she gives it a little pinch and begins to follow the boys forward.
There's this moment where Jupiter, she just hesitates for a moment because Kyra has expressed her feelings before, but this kind of came out of nowhere. But she just kind of shakes her head and dismisses it as it's just the weird shit going on the ship. And then I move quickly to get back up with the CB and hopefully the bridge.
And so you guys continue to the left of the T. And you enter into another room. And this room... Alan, would you roll me a d6, please?
All right, that's a 5.
You step into the mechanical room. Again. Except this time, it is not new. It is old. It is decrepit. There's sparking wires hanging from the ceiling. Half of the roof is just caved in. There's rust everywhere. And it is dark. Almost pitch black, save for these flickering wires that provide the only source of light.
CB just yells, "Ah!" and he just throws his wrench just towards whatever wall, bounces, clinks against stuff. Frustrated, beaten, loss of hope.
I reach into my pack, a pocket on the side of my suit, on the pack that's back there, almost instinctively when it's dark, and I pull out a glow rod, snap it, shake it, and toss it into the room in the direction where CB just threw his wrench, casting the room in this kind of eerie green glow of light.
And as soon as you throw it in, you see this shadow move in the distance behind one of the counters.
I think at this point, after everything they've been through and seeing what Ray had to go through with the CB and when they were being chased by this thing before, I think I would just empty my 5-round clip in the direction of the shadow. I don't know if you want me to roll to try to hit, but I feel like she's just instinctively, she sees that and hears that, and she's just douche, 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 douche.
Yeah, roll.
I would say, if you don't mind, I'm going to roll at disadvantage. I think it's just, that's still a 20. The smallest one on any of them is 15. And then up as high as a modified 20.
And so you hear this squeal. You hear, and then you hear the sound of a child crying. You've heard this child cry many times. Many, many times, as when they fall and cut their knee, when they and it's in the distance. What do you do?
Is it from the same direction?
Yes.
So, anybody looking at Jupiter, seeing her instinctively go full treader, and she was just instantly in this combat stance and just, sorry, had to go retro, shooting off, just blasting shots into the corner, and then she's just full military mode. And as soon as you hear the sound, her entire posture changes. And she goes from that tactical stance to, what? No. And I'm holding my weapon. I've got my hands in this defensive thing, and I start moving very quickly towards that sound.
And you,
very closely.
Jupiter, you go towards the noise, and you round the corner, and you see a child sitting, appearing not to be injured save for a bit of a scratch on his knee. And he looks up with you with familiar eyes, the eyes of his father, Mommy?
Instantly, I set my gun down, crouching down next to the child. I set my gun down, kind of slightly behind me as I'm sitting there like this. I'm like, "Oh, baby, I'm so sorry. Mommy didn't mean to scare you.
Don't touch it.
Are you okay, baby?"
Jupiter, don't touch it.
I'm scared. Where am I?
It's okay, Ray J. It's okay. Mommy's here. Mommy's here, baby. Come to mommy, Raymond.
And the boy would stand up and do the thing that kind of toddlers do where they kind of walk a bit and then they just kind of like mostly fall into your arms. Ray and CB, what are you doing?
Wow. Ray, it's a blur. He sees this hail of shots and then hears that cry. And he looks at Jupiter with like this confused fucking look, just like this. What have you not been telling me? Right?
Yeah, and you're over and you see the child, right? Yeah.
And now I can see, like, I don't think I could initially, but now that he's come closer, and then I hear that name too.
And he looks up at you with very familiar eyes.
No. Jupiter. Why is our son on this ship too? Why? I don't.
It's okay, Raymond. It's okay, Raymond. Calm
No,
down.
it's not okay.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh, shit. Thought you were.
It's okay, baby. What are you doing? What are you doing here? How did you get here, Raymond?
The lady took me.
What lady? What lady?
She said that because you stole her baby, she would steal yours.
What the fuck?
It's okay, baby. Nobody is going to take you. Nobody is going to hurt you. Raymond?
Right. Yes.
Raymond, I'm talking to you now.
Yes.
And holding the child in my arms, I stand up. And I think I do that thing that parents do where you start to scoop your kid up and I just reach back with one hand and grab my pistol and kind of tuck it in its holster. Raymond?
Yeah.
I know you've had a really shitty last couple of hours, in particular the last few minutes. This is a really bad time to tell you this.
No.
Yes, this is our son. I will explain later, but we need to protect him.
It's just this emotional cacophony of just everything, and for a moment he's frozen. Shit. Okay, no. He holds out a hand, right? He holds out a hand to take Ray in his hands. I'll do it. I won't. And I think this is the first time he's actually maybe seen his child in the flesh, not as a picture or anything. Like, he didn't even know that this existed up until right now. But this reality that is currently running, he is okay with. This is the reality that he felt okay with. So that there's this moment where he like looks at this kid in the eyes.
And the kid kind of looks at him kind of with that worriment of being passed to a stranger, and looks back at Jupiter and then looks back at you. Who are you?
Who are you?
Hey, Jupe. Give me Ray J.
Kyra, hold on.
Come here to Auntie Kyra. Ray J.
Kyra, hold on.
Hold on.
Ray?
What?
Meet Raymond.
Hi.
This is Raymond Jr. Ray J. This is your daddy.
Listen. Look, what you're about to hear, what you're about to see, whatever happens here, I want you to know something. I'm not leaving you. You understand? I'm not leaving you here. I'm not leaving you there. I'm not leaving you ever again. Do you understand? What we do here today, I just want you to remember one thing. I did it. I do anything that I do now because I love you. Okay? I'm sorry for being a really shitty father. I'm sorry for abandoning you. If I did, I'm sorry.
Ray.
Yeah.
You didn't even know. This isn't on you. This is on me. I should never have kept this from you. But
Look,
now, even though you now only have known for a minute that you're a father, I need you to be more of a man now to this child than you ever were. For me, I know you can do it.
Yeah.
We all can do it.
I can do it. Yeah. And at that point, I think he would say, look, Daddy has to fight now, okay? Whatever's in here with us, I can't have you seeing it, okay? So I'm going to gently, I'm going to put you down, put you somewhere safe, and I want you to hide. I want you to stay there. And when all of this is said and done, you can come out, okay?
Hey, Meg. Kyra's gonna walk up to the little Ray J and take the hand. I think it's a hand axe. Give me 2 seconds. The hand axe that she has in her belt and hand it to him. Says, "Hey, little buddy. It's Auntie Kyra. You remember me, right?"
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You just hold on to this the whole time, and it's gonna protect you, okay? And this hand axe has a shield projector on it, and so if anything happens towards him, it will give him, I think it's plus to his AC. I don't remember exactly what it is. Give me 2 seconds to get that. So this is your new best friend, and you're gonna hold on to it real tight, okay?
And Kara, as you're handing this to him, you see there's a little trickle of blood dripping down his nose. And he says, "It's time for you to go to the bridge now."
What?
What did you just say?
And Kyra looks up to Jupiter and then to Ray and reaches out and takes the hand axe back and goes, "I'm gonna walk away right now before I do something really bad."
Ray J, come here.
And she gets up and walks back towards where CB is because she's really afraid of what she might do.
Come here, Ray J. Come to mommy. Does he come?
Yeah, he comes. He just kind of wipes his nose on his sleeve. Just completely.
It's okay. You know, Aunt Kyra's always kind of spacey. I turned to CB. CB, can you do me a favor? And I pull my pistol out of its holster. I hand it to CB. I reach in, I grab 5 bullets, and I hand them to CB, and I just go, "Can you reload this, please? We've got to go to the bridge."
Sure.
And it's kind of that thing where somebody who's focusing on their kid just kind of asks you to do something that it doesn't matter who you are. It's just, "Hey, I need my gun reloaded. Can you please do it?" But she didn't really ask you. She just kind of hands it to you and just gives you the bullets. "Reload this. I'm going to need that."
Yep. And he does so. And as he's doing that, he kind of turns to Kira in a kind of whisper and when did they have a kid?
It's a real long story, buddy. They had a kid, okay? We'll talk. If we get off this boat, we'll talk, okay? It's, yeah. I almost just blasted him, Ray. I mean, sorry, CB. Here, I'll do that. And she takes the pistol from him just so that she has something to do, so she's a little bit helpless as well now.
And after handing the pistol off, I pull another glow rod out of my pack, and I'm kind of handing it to Ray J and showing him. I'm like, "Okay, break it like this, shake it up. I want you to hold this. I want you to hold on to this tightly. It'll help us to see, and will help us to see you. I'm not gonna let anything happen to you." And I'm basically gonna mom hold the kid on my left hip with my left arm, and reaching out to first CB and then Kyra, holding my hand out for my pistol.
Yeah, Kyra's loaded it and kind of cocks it back and goes, "Yeah, it's real cute as usual there, would you?"
Does he know the way to the bridge?
Ray J, honey, you said we needed to go to the bridge now. Do you know the way to the bridge, baby?
And he just like happily nods and kind of he's holding this glow stick and he holds it out as like a little like pointer, and with a triumphant smile it's like, "It's that way."
I turn and look to everybody else and I said, "It's that way." You Oh, it's a shame people can't see the side chat.
Yeah, that is hilarious. Anyways, yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, that's she kind of goes over, and it's maybe the first time in years that she's been nice to Radon. Like, she was nice to him in the beginning because she felt like she had to be for her friend, and she just kind of puts her arm around Radon and goes, "Come on, Daddy, let's go."
Yeah. And there's a look at you. There's a look with you, Kira, specifically. And you see this like determination, this drive, this sort of zeal that you haven't seen in Ray in a really long time. And he just sort of grins, that grin that like he usually would do, but for some reason it's not cocky, it's not like flamboyant,
It's determined.
it's just determined.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's time.
And she reaches around with the other hand and just kind of slaps him on the chin and goes, "I still fucking hate you, but we got to fix this. So come on, let's go."
I hate you too. But mutual hate's usually a good thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, let's go take care of that woman that we both love so much, okay?
And so you guys start walking in the direction through the door towards the bridge. And the child leads with just this confidence that he knows exactly where to go. And you guys walk and you hear different noises. You see different things, both a part and not a part of the ship. Just things that are old, things that are new, and you just keep walking. And eventually you get to a door. And CB, you recognize this door as you've passed it many times. This is in fact the door that usually leads from the mechanical room to the bridge.
And you can see like his hand goes for the knob, but he's hesitant for a moment. And then he commits as he grabs it and turns the handle and starts to push open the door.
Immediately, you see the bridge. It's there with all the control panels, the screens, the buttons, everything. It looks as though how you left it, save for one small detail. In black, what looks to be black ink, is the word truth. No heroes. And baby written, scrawled all across the walls of the bridge. In this very messy writing. And you see, but everything else looks the same. There is also a document, a folder, resting on the otherwise immaculate control panel of the ship. What do you guys do?
Cody, this is your baby. you should go check that. Go check that on the desk. We'll scout the perimeter. And he sort of breaks off from the door and starts moving around to the outside edge of the bridge, kind of keeping it as 6.
Yeah, Kyra is kind of walked in, maybe last even. And in her hand, she's like this, maybe a stress ball or whatever. But it's not a ball, it's Red Astra. And she's just pulsating it back and forth. And she's definitely readying a pulse beam if she sees anything that looks like a shadow or anything moving.
And CB, do you go and look at the folder?
Yeah, CB would make his way over to the control panel there and flips open the folder.
At the front, when you look at it, there's the huge red confidential stamp on it. And on the side says Mission 100. And inside you find schematic after map of the Harbinger. Things that have been mapped out, things that have been found. And towards the end you see a picture of this crystal. And there's a bunch of different questions beside it. One of them is egg ? And underneath it, it gives an account of weird time anomalies that have been happening, being around this thing. And every time one of these time anomalies happens, this thing inside this crystal seems to move, to grow larger. And it gives the account of, presumably, your team who went out and got this crystal, retrieved it, and soon after, you could feel the presence of something chasing you. But most of the other notes are just gibberish. They're just a mess of different word salad. Some of the words coming out are mother, baby, hunting. But they're just in this jumble of all these different words. You can see that this is the hand of your captain. And you just see the words possible timelines, different timelines, future, past, what could have been. And at the end, after this whole big kind of jumble of words, there is a sentence that is coherent. I wish I could have made a different choice. And that is where this ends, this folder that is on the last page. And so, Ellen, what do you do with this?
CB turns to his crewmates. We should have never taken this mission.
What are you talking about, Cody? We had a choice.
Yeah, we made the wrong one. And he just
No,
kind
we
of like
didn't
tosses
fucking have one, Cody.
he tosses the folder just towards you, and just like all the little paperwork and stuff just kind of scatters across the floor.
You didn't see what I saw inside that crystal, and now I think it's following us.
Yes, we took something we shouldn't have.
What are you talking about? We didn't take anything. We just found it here in this damn ship. It looks just
Our
like
ship. This was us at some point, at one time.
And then she looks down and sees that it says 100. This hasn't even happened yet, Cody.
I think it has. I think we may have the opportunity to make the right choice this time.
But this is 99. Is this not 99, Jupiter? I'm talking
How?
to you, Jupiter Presley.
How? CB, how can we make this right?
We give that crystal back to whatever it is that came for it.
But we never took it. Whatever us was on this ship took it. We came to take it from them. And I think her brain's just kind of working overtime trying to like solve this puzzle.
Is she still holding the baby?
What's that?
She's still holding the kid, Meg?
Yeah, I'm holding the kid.
I think Ray steps up. Then there seems to be only one logical situation. Get rid of it. Get rid of it and all this goes away, right?
So if we just space it, right? What we do with the garbage we don't want.
Maybe.
I don't know if spacing it is such a good idea.
I may message or DM here.
Intertelecom communication.
It sounds like with those heavy keyboards, it sounds like they're telegraphing each other.
Yeah.
Morse code in space.
5 minutes later, he said no.
5 minutes, no, 5 years. That fucking thing takes light years to get there.
So all right.
Except for when Ray talks, he actually does say stop every time.
Yeah. So wait.
We abandon the mission. Stop.
So she's now bent down. I'm sorry, Kyra's bent down and started to look through all the paper scattered on the floor. And she's starting to put the puzzle together as well. Is that correct, there, Meg? No. Because if we did this, we would know. And this is. She just looks up at CB and goes, "This makes no sense.
I can't.
This is 99.
Look, you're coming to the same conclusion I am.
This is the last one, Cody, and then I get to go home. And then I get to see my brother that I haven't seen in 3 years. Are you serious?
CB looks over to Radon. Ray, can I talk to you can I have a word?
It's like he's got so many things going on. He's been distracted, and then all of a sudden he hears your voice. Yeah. CB, what is it?
And CB like walks you over to make sure that you're not that we're a little bit of a distance away from Jupe and your son. I don't look. I don't know how to broach this subject. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I think it's the kid.
You think what's the kid?
Whatever came for the crystal, it's not. Whatever was in the crystal is not in the crystal. And he just kind of nods over.
He looks back over to the kid and Jupiter, and then back over to you. Look, you can't possibly be asking me to. No. This is. Look, all we have to do is go back, grab the crystal, space it, let it out in the nethers, and then whatever it is in this ship that's chasing after it will go after it. Right? It's not my kid, CB. My kid stays with me. My kid is not a danger. Do you think that Ray could even hold a fucking blaster? I don't think so. He's not a danger to us.
Think about it. When did you have a kid? Certainly not before we got on the ship.
I don't know. Maybe it happened before I left. I don't know.
And you saw what was in that file. We don't even know how long we've been on this ship. It might feel like hours a day, but we
What are you asking
could have
me
possibly.
to do, CB? What are you asking me to do?
You got to give up the kid.
Fuck.
It's not really yours.
Well, Jupiter damn well believes it. She damn well believes it, and so should I. And I don't understand why. CB, I'm not trying to make things difficult, but you can't possibly ask that of me. Not now.
I would imagine that would be a slight outburst so the others would hear.
And I think if you turn your attention back kind of to the rest of us, you would see Jupiter talking quietly to the child, asking. Well, at that point, what you would hear is the child just said something to Jupiter, and then there was that kind of outburst, and then Jupiter glances back and then just looks back to Ray J and says, What do you mean, baby? What do you mean it was in the music?
Didn't you hear? The lady whispered it through the music.
What exactly did you hear whispered in the music, baby?
She said that it was time to go to the bridge. And he would just look at you very confused.
It's okay, baby. And then my hand goes down to my blaster, just resting on my blaster as I start to turn around in a circle. We're here.
Yeah, and you obviously see CB and Radon still talking, and what you see from Kyra is she's kind of now sat on the floor and just kind of is 100% scouring through this paperwork and photos and so on and so forth, turn everything over, make sure there's nothing that we missed. She coughs a little bit because I had to cough. And she, I think that we, or I don't know, the captain or something. I think that crystal might be a power source of some sort. I don't know. We need to get rid of that egg. It's got to go away right now. She starts to walk off of the bridge towards where she's on. She's been in this ship so freaking long that we know this ship like the back of our damn hand. So she starts walking to where she knows where the docking bay of this, or the the hangar bay of the ship is.
Yep.
I'm going to go do this, she yells from the hallway.
And you just hear this siren noise. And all the lights begin to flicker on and off. There's a bunch of alarm bells going off. And you see that on the board, all of these, the oxygen level and all of these rooms are showing red. The vital, just every level is going red. It's just flashing in front of you on this control board.
Does it feel like that, though? Like, if it is flashing, and it is... Does the environment change with that? Or
yes.
You still breathe properly? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, you begin to feel a bit lightheaded, just a little bit... And then it stops.
Is that all you're going to do? Flicker some lights and play with the consoles?
Don't touch my baby.
What is your baby? Where is your baby?
You gotta do it, Ray. You gotta make the right choice this time.
What is he talking about, Ray? What are you talking about, CB?
Nothing. It's just a fucking...
We'll be doomed in this loop.
It's a fucking theory. That's what it is. It's a fucking theory. That's not a real thing, CB. Look, I love you. I love you. I care about you as a brother. I trust you with everything. But not on this. Not on this. Not today. Not now. Jupiter, I can't even say it. I can't say what he wants me to do. You tell her.
What is he talking about? What is he talking about, CB?
I can't say it.
Your son is not yours. It's whatever was in that crystal. That's what it wants.
This is my son. This is our son.
When did you have this son?
I carried him for 9 months. I gave birth to him.
When? Not certainly before we got on the ship. So how did he get on the ship?
Long before.
How long have we been on this ship?
Long before. When Ray and I split, he never knew that I was pregnant. I let him go and do his spacer thing and left me behind to be pregnant and to take care of things so he could protect me. I raised this boy. And then when I couldn't do any more to protect him back on our own moon, I had to leave. And I left him with my parents. I don't know how he got here. But how could you even...
It's really your son. Even if you did have a...
Look at his eyes. How would some crystal in the middle of nowhere get the eyes right?
We touched him.
I'm holding him.
And nothing happened.
Ray, how positive are you that you put a bullet in the right CB? Because I'm really starting to question your choice right now.
Make the wrong fucking choice. What'd you say, CB? What'd you say? Make the right choice, right? You asshole. My brother, real CB, would never make me make that choice. He would never ask me to make that choice. Here you are making that for me.
You're not thinking clearly. And CB is like backing away.
No. Mm-mm. No. You see, and you can see that now Ray seems to be rolling this theory in his head just over and over, and he might not be the smartest, he might not always make the wisest decisions, but he's really contemplating this theory, and he begins to stalk forward towards UCB. And I think that the front of this bridge, you can see the open vastness of space as it, like the giant cockpit window of this bridge looks out into just the vastness of the Harbinger space. My best friend would never have asked me to choose my son over his crew. My best friend would never, ever ask me to murder an innocent. My best friend would never, and he just like keeps repeating that to himself over and over, and then finally you hear the click of the Astra as he reloads the gun. I'm going to ask you one last time, CB. Is this the choice you're asking me to make?
Megan, is there I imagine there would be some sort of self-destruct sequence.
Absolutely. Yep.
So the whole time, like as Ray was talking, loading his gun, approaching CB was backing up, and he bumps to like the back of some nonchalant control panel, but he knows every part of the ship well. And while Ray was reloading, he was just kind of flipping several switches, and he looks at you, Ray, right in the eyes, and he says, I can't let you and Jupe keep continuing to make the same mistake over and over again. And he pushes into this red button that locks in the self-destruct sequence.
And right beside it is a clock, like a little ticker. And you can hear the alarm bells going off. And you see the second hand begin to tick down.
What did you just do, CB? What did he do, Ray?
He fucking set the thing off.
I did what you couldn't.
You know,
and then he's going to try to make a break for it.
Oh, no, you don't. You son of a bitch. And he's going to try to... I'm going to try to tackle him on the way to, as he's advancing. Like, there's just going to be this scuffle where I'm going to try to tackle him and subdue him and bring him down.
Okay, opposed athletics.
Good old fisticuffs there, son.
We're going to quickly go over to Kira just for a moment. She left. She's running through the ship, hoping that she's going to make it to the hangar bay. And eventually, after many failed attempts, you do make it there.
Is that case still there?
It is.
When she gets to the case, she looks at it and she begins to push it forward towards where, the door would be. And I imagine that it's like a door, and then it would close, and there's another door where you'd be able to open it up and things would go out.
Yep, definitely.
Space yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And right when she gets to the door, she sees what she saw in her head before, of this like Leviathan flying through space. It was so beautiful to her. And all of the colors they asked for her, that she loves so much, and that has made it so that she is a viable, glorified assassin. And she drops to her knees. She looks at the case, and she looks at the door. And she begins to unlatch the case.
You do so. And you open it up and you...
And she pushes the top off of the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And she... What does she see when she looks inside of it?
You see very similar to the thing when you first looked inside. This beautiful crystal with yellows and blues and greens and reds all swirling around. There's a new color, though. There's this purple hue as well. But just as before, you see this shape moving inside of it. It's gotten quite a bit bigger. And you know that if anyone else was here, they would definitely be able to see it as well, rather than just you being able to discern the small shape earlier. It is this large shadow.
And she's there by herself. And she looks about the ship. She makes eye contact with that area where she and Jupiter have been counting hash marks and so on and so forth there in the corner. there's an area over off to the left where she goes, where she just wants to get away, and it's, you know, behind a couple crates. And she sheds a couple of tears. And she looks into the egg. And she projects all the Astra that she can into it as she's pushing it into the doorway.
Okay.
Like everything that she's ever had in her life. But
All right, I'm going to get you to...
She sees that purple Astra, and as with any Astra user can do, you know, any Mancer, it's so beautiful, and it's so nice that she just feels like she wants to try to take that in as well, because it's so different. But almost as if she's expelling her red Astra that she uses so often and trying to take that purple Astra in.
I'd like you to roll on the highest table of the Astra Fade.
Yep. I was... if you didn't tell me to do this, I was going to tell you I was going to.
Look at me. I'm the DM.
I'm going to be the DM now. You're going to let me do this. All right. There it is. 9. Yeah, the D20 table. Okay, so here we go. D20. That is a 12. My armor and every weapon in my inventory immediately gains 1 damage condition. That's not very exciting.
That's it?
I don't know. That seems kind of awesome as your everything on you begins.
On me,
Yeah, that's, yeah.
I mean, I kind of suck it all in, I guess, or whatever. So she projects all of it, and it's all red, and it's like bright as the sun almost. You know what I mean? And she's using it. She's opened the door, and she's using that to push the egg out into the doorway. And she falls to the ground, and has to crawl to push the door closed. And she knows how this works. She's done it before. And when you push the door closed, it would automatically space, you know, open up the hangar door on the outside.
Yep.
And she falls to the ground and collapses and passes directly out.
Yeah, and I think just as you're passing out, you see this box just kind of fly out and start floating around in space.
Did anything happen to it because of the amount of Astra she put into it?
Yes, in fact, there is this large glow coming from it, and you can see that the box has been burned away. It couldn't withstand the Astra.
Yeah.
But you see that this crystal now looks like it is made from pure obsidian.
It's black.
It's just black as it floats out into space. Back up to the bridge, the timer is ticking down. And what were your guys' athletic rolls?
$24 and 17.
So you tackle CB to the ground. And what do you do?
How do I fix it? How the fuck do I fix it? And I'm punching him square in the face. Like I've got my arm pinned on his neck, and I'm taking a moment to like crawl. I think it like he would grab his ankle and then like pull himself up onto the body, push down with his shoulder, and then just punch. How the fuck do I fix it, you?
CB, you would know that after it gets to a certain point, you can no longer undo the self-destruct. The self-destruct gives you about 5 minutes. The escape pod bay is literally in the next room in a normal ship, which gives plenty of time for people to escape very quickly. But as soon as it gets anywhere below half, there is absolutely no way you can reverse.
Tell me now, you asshole.
You can't. You can't stop it once it starts. But we can get off this ship.
How many people? How many people can fit? No. How many people can fit in an escape pod? How many are on this ship? How many are supposed to be on this ship?
Where was the ship?
That was literally the shipping. Like that's what it sounded like. I was like, oh well, shit, we missed the opportunity. We missed the boat. Might as well explode now.
I was like, what do you think is happening? But looking at Megan's face, it looked like she wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. Ship had gas. It's okay.
Just like
The start of a dubstep video.
that was good timing.
That was the wub wubs.
Womp, womp.
I mean, how many people can? How many people can fit in a escape pod? Okay.
Where's Kyra? I think this is the first point that Jupiter's really realizing that Kyra took off and has been gone. And I would imagine from the timing of things that while this is happening, Kyra is doing what she was doing with the airlock.
Yeah, and you would also immediately, just a bit later, about 2 minutes later, once all of this started, you would see... No, probably about 3 minutes. You would see the alarm for the hangar door kind of blinking. Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't. But the hangar door in this cargo bay would begin to blink, signaling that it has been opened.
Wait. Who depressurized the hangar?
I think Kyra might have spaced that thing. And I'm gonna go over to the console and I'm gonna find the I imagine at one of the seats there's a like a headset sitting on the console, and I flip the switch for intercom and just kind of pick the headset up and do that thing where you kind of hold it to the side like Kyra, it's Jupiter. Come to the bridge now. Where are you? Over the intercom.
It does ring out over the intercom over the whole ship. Kyra, you maybe hear it. Are you passed out? How do you react if you do hear it?
I would like for her to have only heard, where are you? And she's beginning to come to, and Kyra feels really weird. And she kind of sits up, and I would assume on the console for the thing there's for the hangar door there'd be an intercom thing. And she just kind of gets to her knees, pushes the button. It's gone, babe. I feel really weird. I put everything I had into that, and she kind of coalesces the Astra like she normally would. My Astra is different. And the transmission ends there.
Jupiter's. I keep trying to respond back to you, but I can't until you release the transmission button.
Yeah, and her fingers just been held on it the whole time.
And as soon as you release it, you hear, "To the bridge! Get to the bridge! We need to get on the escape pod. Let's go! Come on!"
She pushes the button down again and holds it the whole time. And, hey, Meg, this doesn't exist, so we can have fun with this. Do you mind?
Okay. Within reason.
And she goes, "Oh, bridge. Yeah." And she kind of coalesces purple astral all around her body. And she teleports from that point onto the bridge. Because it's something that it can't be. I mean, it hasn't been done in Astro yet. I mean, Harvard yet. Why not? And what they see is a whole bunch of Astra of a color they've never seen before, of purple. And then Kyra's body appears and absolutely immediately just slumps into a pile. Right there. She's old and everything.
And you hear all of a sudden this brr, 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 1 minute remaining till self-destruct. Brr, brr, brr.
We gotta move now. Fuck. And he picks Cody up by like the scruff of his neck, like, "You're getting us off this ship. You're getting all of us off this ship. Do you understand me? All of us. I don't care what the hell you think is right and wrong. And God knows I don't know what's right and wrong right now. Honestly, my finger is itching to put a bullet between your head. I've already done that once today. And I don't want to have to do it again."
Pod's over there. Start strapping in.
So do you guys...
Just for you guys, Kyra's out, like, completely. So somebody would have to pick her up and put her into the pod if that's what you guys are.
So you guys kind of pick everyone up and start moving towards the pods. Jupiter, Jake, I want you to roll a d6 for me, please.
I'm sorry, that was such a DM moment. As you went, I was like, what the heck is happening? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I got a 6.
Okay. And so you guys go into the next room. And you walk right into your living quarters.
Oh my God, never.
And then everything goes white. And then black. And then you hear... Everyone, get to the bridge right now. And you all wake up in your cots to the sound of your captain, Captain Peterson, calling over the intercom. And as you guys are going, you all go up one by one. She says, all right, this is mission 99. And then you hear the music. Oh. Nope. No! Moment ruined, okay. Okay, we're done. That was the end of Mission 99.
What the? I don't know whether I should love you or hate you. Right now, I'm gonna go with hate you. But later, I'm gonna be like, that was awesome.
That was the best worst mind F.
And just so everyone knows, I did not railroad anyone because I had Jake roll to see what room they'd end up in. So
it's Jake's fault. Got it.
So it's Jake's fault.
Way to go.
I really feel like it's that moment where Megan kind of pulled that and rolled the dice, but you can blame it on me if it makes sense.
No, I rolled to see who rolled the d6.
How should we end this? Random roll table.
So I just love that we pretty much devolved into just turning on each other, and I had not considered things from your point of view, from CB's point of view, that in CB's mind, there's no way that Jupiter could have a kid. When you started to explain that, I was like, oh, I see where he's coming from. Because I had never even considered it from that. And I loved all three sessions as slowly as pieces were revealed, seeing the look on Chad's face as hints about the kid.
That was I hate you so much.
I came up with that at I think it was the day before the game when I actually gave Megan my answers.
It was an emotional roller coaster for me. Oh my god.
I'm only new there, buddy.
I know, just this whole game, man. And then, like, I don't know if that was the biggest kick in the balls I've ever had in a game, or like to go full circle and go just complete Groundhog Day, where it's like, oh, hey, by the way, starting over. What?
It's because you didn't make the right choice there.
I feel like Corey might have just hit the wrong button or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks, good.
Because I was going to ask Corey what he thought in the last session when he found out that... Oh, there he is.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Corey, what did you think in the last session when you had the vision and you learned that that Jupiter was responsible for your parents' death?
That took every bit of self-control that Corey has inside of his body to not have killed her right there.
Because that was... I forget which question that was in response to. I think it was in the horrible mistake question.
What's the secret or something?
Well, the secret was the kid. Because it was the mistake, but it was the fact that Jupiter never knew that she was responsible.
Right.
And still doesn't know.
Well, and she doesn't know why she said that she forgives you. But and it's I had to use that. You know what I mean? It was such a big part of the session for me.
I just love seeing how everybody reacted, and One last thing, and I'll let somebody else talk. If it had ended with the music, my first thing I was going to say was to tell CB to target all the guns we have on that other ship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
That was just so good.
Yeah, it's and so some of my answers were did come out in the game. Her secret was that she was 100% a lesbian and was in love with Jupiter as a lover, not as a sister as they've grown up. And that that was her secret, and her mistake was I don't remember what that was. But yeah, you know what I mean. It's now we got to talk to Matt and say that we discovered Purple Astro. I want to write that shit now. Hopefully he throws it in the playtime. And that yeah, I don't know. Okay, so now we're not recording, right?
Yeah, we are. So I'm just gonna end it. Just do a quick outro ending.
I want to know what the heck Corey's gonna say that he wants to make sure we're
not recording now, are we? Ooh, hey, now it's
you
Dice on Ice
suck.
Dice on Ice after dark.
99 after dark.
This is about to get real retro. It's going to become a silent film.
Oh boy. I think just quickly, we are gonna end it. We'll just do quick introductions, any plugin, anything like that, and then wish everyone a good night. So we will start with Alan.
Yep. I'm Alan. I had a great time with this game, Megan. And so if you haven't subscribed to Dice on Ice, please do. And you can also catch me in Megan's Cryfoth game, which is starting out really well as well. So I expect great things, just like in this game. So yeah, you can check me out on my channel, Check for Traps, and I had a great time. That's all I can really say. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you for playing, Alan. It's lots of fun. Then we will go with Corey. It's down there.
I'm right here. And my name is Corey. I'm part of the Dargon Gaming Squad, and along with Chris Johnson and a few others. We got a world called Sanchi that's coming out. I think we're gonna run it in something all crazy and shit. We're gonna do a couple games in 5e because it's what we really know. But I think overall that system's gonna run in Genesis. So anybody that is looking forward to some alt system stuff, definitely check us out. Yeah, Meg, I love you. I hate you. And I can't wait to see you at AtCon, because this guy's going to AtCon, and I know that girl up there. Sorry, wrong way. Whatever, my camera's on mirrors, so I can't do it. Is going to AtCon, and that guy over in the corner is going to AtCon, and so if you're not going to AtCon, you should probably go to AtCon. I know I said AtCon like 20 times because I meant to.
I don't think you could say it. Just say it one more time.
And to the AtCon guys, we made Purple Astro. You need to let us make that. Thank you.
Awesome. Yes, thank you for playing. Chad.
Guys, this game I looked forward to so much when it first got announced, and I'm so glad that I got to hang out with 4 of just the greatest people. This crew is just so good, and I love you guys. I had a blast playing this. I loved Radon for a multitude of reasons, and it's a shame that this game kind of has to end. But for those of you who know me on the YouTubes, my name is Chad Nick. You can find me on YouTube at my YouTube channel for Chad Nick, and also at gastrogamer.org, where I write up stuff on a blog. Also, I am 1/3 of the podcast, The Dudes of Yore. So you should check that out. And I'm kind of also on Dice on Ice for another thing. There's a thing here on Dice on Ice. You've probably seen my face on here a lot. But other than that, I had a blast, guys. Thank you so much. And look forward to more of these cool astropunk, I guess astropunk now, sort of spacer games.
Yeah.
These are super cool.
Disclaimer, Astropunk is not a thing. I just started calling it that. It's actually called Atom Punk. And I just... Anyway, Astropunk, it's cool too.
Awesome. It's its own little niche market now.
Yep. And finally, Jake.
First of all, I gotta say, Chad, this is the first time I have ever in D&D played having a relationship with another person's character.
Yeah.
And I just want to say there's nobody I would rather have a rocky relationship and a secret child with than you.
Aww.
Oh, man.
What is it? Beard abominations forever.
Beard abominations.
I don't think there's a lot of people that I could go in blindly with a relationship like that.
Yeah.
And know that we were both going to handle it in a way that was fun, but serious when it needed to be. So that was just awesome. A first experience for me in D&D.
Had it been flipped, I would have said the same thing to you, buddy.
Yeah, it was just cool. And technically, to have a love triangle because of Kira's feelings about my character.
That was
sorry,
really
CB.
intense.
Sorry,
Hell
CB.
yeah.
Watch it on the holovids.
Like, God damn it, this is why I stay in my room alone.
Yeah.
No, I know what I had to deal with all this other stuff.
If anybody needs me, I'll be in my office.
Yeah.
I am Jake at MTD_Jake on the Twitters. You can find me on twitch.tv/mini-terrain-domain or youtube.tv/mini-terrain-domain. We're doing a lot of really cool stuff over on the Twitch channel. We've got live crafting shows, occasional video game shows, a lot of D&D. I've got Megan and a few other players in our Monday night Tomb of Annihilation D&D game. I'm going to be over on Wylock's Armory starting in just a couple weeks for a 5-week mini campaign over there. There's a one-shot with all internet people coming up soon on my channel. There's a new Harbinger Bastards of Bastion campaign with Megan in that as well, along with a couple other people coming up on May 13th on Sunday nights, immediately following the last 2 episodes of the Cryfoth Last 7 Days, also featuring Megan, mastered by Marquise, and that's over on the Mini-Terrain Domain Twitch channel on Sunday nights at 8. All of that to say, after you go subscribe to Dice on Ice and On a Roll and Gastro Gamer and Corey,
Dargon Gaming Squad.
Yes. Then you can head over, check out twitch.tv/mini-terrain-domain, subscribe, follow, stay up to date on all the games that are going on. In the meantime, stay frosty.
Awesome. Thank you. And thank you everyone for playing. Thank you everyone for watching and will watch.
Wait. And this up here, this is Megan. She is the
I think that's the
Cryfoth-
wrong way.
Whatever.
That's the wrong way.
She's the Cryfoth goddess. Don't Dice on Ice. I know you're seeing that in Dice on Ice, but make sure that you. Yeah, I don't know why is my camera the only one going the wrong direction? Don't forget about her and her co-conspirator Connor. They run so much Cryfoth and every other thing. Thank you so much, Megan. I know I say that from everybody, in the group and anybody that's ever played with you. You crazy Canadians from Edmonton are killing it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. And yeah, awesome. And I'm so glad. This was kind of a weird idea, and I'm glad that you guys really rolled with it and were really awesome with all the weirdness and made it really fun to run. And so with that, good night, everyone. Thank you so much, and see you all later.